Yeah, good evening everyone, and I welcome you to this webinar on calendars in Microsoft Project. My name is Ninad. Let me just introduce myself first. Let me just put it on the slideshow mode. So that's me. Well, I have around 20 plus years of experience in telecom sector, primarily in the software domain, and I have been instrumental in delivering various projects and programs across Middle East, Asia, Europe, and UK in both on-site and offshore delivery model. And along the route, I have done a lot of certifications in project and program management. So, Prince 2, PMP, managing successful programs. I also done strategic management from XRI Jamshedpur. I undertake trainings for ProThoughts in various management disciplines, project management disciplines other, and I also undertake trainings in Microsoft Project. So that's a brief about me. For those who do not know ProThoughts or are very new to ProThoughts, well, ProThoughts is a company founded in about 5 years ago, 2015, with a view to disseminating project management knowledge amongst the Indians. So it generally found that Indian people are very good in technical abilities, but when it comes to project and program management, they lack certain skills. So, with a passion to develop good project managers and program managers, this company was founded. And soon it took note. As you can see, it has already been nominated as a company to watch out for as early as in 2015 or so, immediately after it was formed. It has got offices in 5 Indian cities and Middle East Asia, and it is actually a growing company. We are increasing our portfolio day by day. So primarily we are into project management training. So training like PMP certification, PGMP certification, Microsoft project, that is what we conduct. In addition, we also undertake consultancy in project management, like say setting up a PMO or risk management, etc. And we already have a lot of customers under our belt, and we are actually enhancing our portfolio in terms of providing consultancy in softwares like Microsoft Project, allowing people to set up enterprise project management systems, so on and so forth. So that's brief about ProThoughts. Let me just introduce you to today's agenda. So we'll start with different types of calendars. I will explain base calendars, project calendars, etc. And then actually I will show you a short demonstration on usage of calendars using Microsoft Project. So how do we define calendars and how do we make use of those calendars in Microsoft Project? That's I will demonstrate. And finally, I will introduce you to our training workshop, that is upcoming training workshop in July, and then we can have a questionnaire. So I have right now put you on mute. So if you have any questions, then you can type in the chat box, and then when nearer the end, I will have a look at it and try to answer. And towards the end, I will open the unmute you all so that we can discuss and I can address your queries straight away. So that's the broad outline of how we go about it. So let's start with our discussion topic, types of calendars. So as you can see, calendars are actually required by any scheduling tool, or if even if you are doing manual scheduling, you will need calendars because calendars will define the work periods in which you are working. So it will define your daily working time, office hours with lunch breaks, etc. It will also say non-working and working days, what are there. Definition of calendars is especially important when you are doing projects in multiple countries. There are time zone differences and then some overlapping time and some non-overlapping time. So how you schedule your cross-country activities in a seamless manner, that would be dictated by being able to define calendars very well. And any scheduling tool for that matter will provide you with abilities to create different kind of calendars, and Microsoft Project is no exception. So Microsoft Project has actually provided you with a uh, very well developed ability to define your work periods. So it has first provided you with what is known as three base calendars, out of which the first one is a standard calendar, which is 8 to 5 kind of a calendar with 1 hour lunch break between 13 o'clock and 14 o'clock. So 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, with Saturday and Sunday as your weekly offs. The second calendar they have provided is 24 hours calendar, so there is absolutely no break. It is 24/7 continuous calendar. So three shift of 8 hours you can say. I mean, it's like a continuous 00 hours to 00 hours every day without any break whatsoever. So that is 24/7 non-stop working hour calendar. And the third one is known as a night shift or a graveyard calendar, which is from 11 o'clock in the night till 8 o'clock in the morning, with 3 to 4 in the morning as your 1 hour lunch break or tea break or whatever you can, snack break, whatever you want to call it. So Microsoft Project has provided you with these three calendars. Now, it has also provided you with the ability so that you can come up with your own base calendar as well. So if your needs are not satisfied by these three, then you can come up with your own base calendar, but that's typically not required. You can always customize any of these any of these calendars available to create own calendar. Now, if Microsoft Project has already provided you with these three calendars, then why do you need your own calendar? Simply because your working times in the organization may change. So instead of 8 to 5, you may be wanting it from 9 to 6, or you may want a lunch break not only for not for 1 hour, but half an hour. Or your organization may be following 6 days a week, or not 5 days a week. So obviously the calendars that Microsoft Project has provided, you will have to make it suitable for your own use, and that's why you can edit the calendars to make your own use. Of course, you can create your own base calendar and you edit it as well. That's also a possibility. But more often than not, use a copy of these calendars and edit it to suit your own purpose. So that's the three base calendars. Making three basic calendars, you can take care of most of the scheduling needs on your project. Now, um, whenever you are actually creating a project, the project you have to specify a calendar that will be used for the project, and that calendar has to be specified in a project information dialog box, which we will see later on. But that is the calendar that gets assigned to the project. That means that um, under certain conditions, if there are no other overriding factors, this is the calendar that will be used to schedule all the tasks on the project. That is the default calendar. That is also the default calendar whenever you create resources in the project resource sheet as well, for resource calendars. But that's the calendar that will typically get assigned to every task if there are no other overriding conditions, which we will see later on. Now, generally, every task will have some resources assigned to it. Generally, there will be some tasks like waiting time, etc., where no resources will be assigned. But generally, the project will have resources assigned to it. Now, if that is the case, then obviously the resources that are assigned to the project will dictate how the task gets scheduled. So whenever a project task has got resources assigned to it, so then generally the task will be scheduled as per the resource calendars. Now, typically there will be situations like, say, for example, you are defining tasks like take a computer backup, or you want to schedule some deployment activities over the weekend. So these are the tasks that are typically done outside of the normal working hours or project working hours, like after the office hours or during the weekends, etc. So in order to take care of such special needs of these peculiar tasks, you can always create one calendar, just like you create any other calendar, and then assign that particular calendar to those specific tasks. Now, if you assign the task calendar to those specific tasks, then the project calendar will be overridden and the task will be executed by using the task calendars. Now, what happens if the task has a task calendar assigned to it and the resource calendars also assigned to it? In that case, Microsoft Project will try to schedule the task as per the common working times that are available between the task calendar and the resources that are being used on the project. If there are no common working times, then it will give you a conflict saying that there is not more common working time, please do something. There is also an option given in the task information dialog box which says that task calendar overrides the resource calendar. And if you tick that dialog box, then obviously resource calendars will not be considered and the task will be scheduled as per the task calendar itself. So in a nutshell, priority wise, if the project has got only project calendars assigned, no task calendars and no resources assigned to the task, then task will be executed based on project calendar. If there is a specific task calendar assigned to the task, then the project calendar will be overridden by while executing the task. Whenever resources are assigned, then the task which are going to be executed as per project calendar, the resource calendars will be assigned for them. Whenever task has a task calendar and a resource calendar, then the task will be scheduled as per the common working times between the task and the resource calendar. And if you tick the if you tick the checkbox that task calendar overrides the resource calendars, then it will be scheduled using the task calendar itself. Now, and the resource calendars will be completely ignored. Now, you have to set the project calendar using change working time dialog box in the see. I will show you in the demonstration how that is done. Now coming to our question of whenever you set a calendar, what do you mean by setting a calendar? The setting a calendar means defining the work weeks. So standard work weeks, that is 8 to 5 and 5 days a week or 6 days a week, etc. with 1 hour lunch break or half an hour lunch break. That defines your standard work week. You can also define your exceptions like I want 26th January as a Republic Day holiday or 25th December as a Christmas day or 15th of February as a Diwali day. You can define those exceptions in the calendar. Exceptions by default are non-working times, but you can make them working times as well. So say for example, Diwali, in a Diwali days, your company has given you special sanction that instead of full day, you will only work for first half, 4 hours. So you can set it accordingly in the exceptions. You can set exceptions as a recurring exception as well. So for companies who have got alternate Saturdays off or first and third Saturdays off, you can define those exceptions that way. Uh, you can also define what is known as an alternative work week. So say for example, Christmas week, many companies in Europe, they make it a non-working week or they make it only 4 hours a day working week. So you can always define an alternative working week or alternative working days in a work week tab to take care of such eventualities there. So defining a calendar means setting a working week, setting the exceptions, and maybe setting up the alternative working week as well there. Now, if you look at, and this is the small note is that try to avoid fiscal years because fiscal years are confusing. If you say fiscal year now, then the month will be labeled as June 21 is because the fiscal year is 2021. The calendar will be named as June 21 and it's slightly misleading. So always resort to using your natural calendars rather than fiscal calendars for time scale depiction. That's just a small note there. Now, this is something which I will show you priorities, which I just explained to you, how the project calendars, resource calendars, and task calendars get assigned. So, this is just for you to remember again. I just explained this to you all. That typically it will be driven by project calendar unless there is a task calendar assigned. If there are resources assigned, then the resource calendars will take precedence. And if the task has a resource calendar and task calendar assigned, then common working times will be found out. If there are no common working times, then project will raise an exception. If you check the dialog box that this task calendar should ignore resource calendar, then only the task calendar will be used for scheduling. So that's how your calendar assignment priorities will work in Microsoft Project. Let me just demonstrate these things to you so it makes will make more sense to you. Let me open the Microsoft Project for now. Okay, so yeah, so this is a small project I have created as a demonstration project, calendar demo project. Typically, what you need to do in order to assign the project to first of all, you have to create the calendar. So how do you create a calendar? Go to project dialog, project tab, then go to the change working time, and this will open the calendar dialog box. And I had since created this project calendar, that's why it is showing already calendar. Otherwise, what you have to do is create new calendar, then maybe create a copy of calendar demo, you can say, and I will just say it as a demo one. Okay, and make a copy of calendar demo. This is what I have selected. Alternatively, if you want to create a new batch calendar altogether, you can free to do that. But why do you want to keep entering the data here when there is a ready-made calendar available? So I will just select this one as a copy of demo one. And now whatever I am editing will be copy of demo one. And here I can do that. As I said, first let us define the work weeks. So default work weeks are all defined over here with Saturday, Sunday as off, so non-working, and all other days with 8 to 12 and 13 to 17 because it was derived from the standard calendar basically. So let me now change this working hours. So go to details, and then I want to make it a 6 days a week. So what I will do, I will select all these dates, set these days to non these working times. So I will set 11, 8 to 12 and 13 to 7. So I won't change the timing now. I will only make it a Sunday off. That's all. So now you can see the moment I do that, the Saturday has been made a working day over here. If I had to change the times, I could have very well done that by selecting the times from here. Whatever I wanted to change, say 9 to 8, 6 or whatever I wanted to change, I could have very well done that from here. Okay, but for now to keep things simple, I'm just setting it as a Saturday as a working day here. So it is a 6 days a week now, right? So this is how I have selected a work week. Now, if I want to select an alternative week, so then I will say that say Diwali week as an alternative week here. And then just to make it, I will go to say, I don't know when the Diwali is, but let's say the Diwali is in November, and I will set this week. Sorry, I will just go here and I will set uh, set it, that's better. So 9th of November till say 21st, 14th of November as my Diwali week. Okay. And now for that, if I want to change it, I will just simply go there and I will make it say half day work for here. Okay. Now you can see that this is a non-default work week. So it is highlighted in yellow and underlined as well. So I know that this is a non-default work week, which is a half day week. So that is how I have set my calendar. Rest of the weeks will be full day weeks. Now I want to set some exceptions here. So I can say Christmas holiday, and I can say 25th of December here. Okay, and I want to also say New Year Day and set it to January 1st as my New Year Day. Now, these by default, these exceptions are made as non-working days. So you can see non-working. And if I wanted to, I could have set the recurrence pattern as well. So if I wanted to make first and third Saturday as working, then I could have made it as a recurring pattern here. But for the sake of time, I will just leave it to non-working day. Did I wanted to choose some special working times, then I could have also done that using working times, and I would have set the working times here. Whenever I want to set the recurrence, I can specify the start date, and I can also specify the number of occurrences. So every end after 20 occurrences or end by so and so. It's exactly like what you do for your recurring meeting schedule really. So that is how you set your exceptions and your calendar demo, your calendar. Now, having set this calendar, one important check that you need to do, and I will explain the importance of it, is to make sure that your options that you specify in schedule options tally with the day times that you have specified. So, say for example, here we'll forget about the exceptions and alternative weeks. But here, if you go to standard work weeks, then standard work weeks are actually your 8 to 12 and 13 to 17. So it is based on 8 hours a day and 5 days and 6 days a week. That's how you are actually defining your work weeks. Now, if you want to go to options, then check how my options are defined. Project options. So now you can see my start time and end time are different. I am actually using 10 hours a day, and 8 to 19 is my start and end time, and hours per week, etc. that I have defined, that which we can ignore right now. But the point to note is 10 hours per day and the start and end times at 8 to 19. That is how I have defined my thing. And if I don't actually tally it my work week, then your calculations in schedule may go haywire, and it could lead to unexplained results or difficult to express results with some decimal durations for task, etc., which you want to avoid. So always make sure that options are always set, start time, end time, and hours per day, in line with the calendar that you set. I will deliberately leave it as is to explain how the scheduling takes place here. So let's say OK here and go back to our uh, calendars. Now, as I said, the first and foremost thing is you have created a calendar now. You just assign it to a resource. You just assign it to a project. The way to do it is go to project, go to project information, and then assign a calendar called calendar demo 1. Since the one that we created just now, we'll assign it calendar demo 1. Okay. Now the entire scheduling will happen as per the calendar demo 1. Now you can notice that here it is still showing at Saturday and Sunday as weekly offs, because this has to be explicitly specified in the timescale dialog box as well. So let's do that. Go to the timescale, and here this is what I was saying. Don't use the fiscal year actually. You should use your non-fiscal year. That's a better way to do that. And for a non-working time, you have to use again the calendar demo 1. That's the one that we have created just now. Okay. Now if you see, your bars will get reduced to only Sundays. So now our calendar timeline and the one that we have set are exactly in sync, and we are ready to schedule accordingly. Now let's say what happens when we schedule a task. Here I will again create, say, a dummy task and make it, say, a manually scheduled task, auto scheduled task. Okay. So this is a task that I have scheduled, and let us make it a 4-day task. Now, if I make it a 4-day task, then what do you think? When should it actually end? If I actually count, today is my 11th. So scheduling will always happen by the working days. So 11, 12, that will be my working times, because Saturday is my working time. So 11, 12, and 13 will be make it 3 days. So 11, 12, 13. Then 14 will be holiday, that is Sunday. And 15 should be the end of the task, that is the 4th day. Okay, so 11th is the first day, 12th is the second day, 13th is my third day, 14th is holiday, and 15th should be the date when the task should have been ended. But actually it is going into the 16th June. So, and why is that? The answer lies in how are we scheduling the task actually. if you look at the my setting data, then whenever I say 4 days as my scheduling, it actually Microsoft Project actually uses the schedule option that I have set, and it is a 10 hours a day. So it says it tries to schedule 40 hours for this work. Now, if it has to schedule 40 hours for the work and my calendar is only 8 hours a day, so obviously it has to go to the fifth day. So it will show 10 hours on 11, uh, uh, 10 hours on 12, that is 20, 10 hours on 13, that is 30, and it will go to Monday 8 more hours, which will make it 38. And when it starts on 16, that is Tuesday, it will go from 8 to, sorry, what has happened? It will go from 8 to 17, 40 hours. So 11, 11, 10 hours, 12, 10 hours, uh, 13, 12 hours. Yeah, and Tuesday up to 17. Tuesday up to 17 will make it. Let me just add that column work hours. It will make it clear if I'm making any mistakes in calculation. So let me add a column work schedule. So duration is 4 days. Why is it scheduling for 50 hours of data? No, not for this. Sorry. Uh, okay, here I haven't assigned the resource. Let me assign the resource as well here. Say alpha. Okay. And while 11, 12, 13, 14, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday. Of course, definitely it's going into Sunday. Uh, just a moment, what has happened here? Project, uh, copy of calendar demo one. Demo one, if I look at it, oh, I think it's because, just a moment. View, resource sheet. Okay, I think it is because I had set these calendars earlier. I have to actually do that this way. Assign this calendar to this resource. This calendar. Okay. Now I will go back to my Gantt chart, and now if you see, sorry, something is not working as expected. Let's just move on. I will just explain to you the concept here. What is happening is, what has to happen is that the project will always try to find out the work based on the number of hours. So 10 hours multiplied by 4. So it should calculate a 40-hour schedule, and 40 hour um, it will try to put for the calendar that is given, that is 8 hours a day. So it will come to fifth day, and it is showing it over here, but it is not showing on the number of work content here. We'll have to I have to analyze why it's happening that way. But that is the main concept, of how the task gets scheduled using the calendar. Now, if I want to have a resource assigned to the task, then let's create one more task here, and I will make it say 3 days of work. Okay, and I will assign a resource to it, say beta resource. Okay, now it has done properly. I don't know why it has done 3 days into 30, so it has computed correctly. On the first place, it didn't do that properly. So 30 hours, and now you can say is even though it is 30 hours, it is completing on 14th because and completing at 15 o'clock because on the 11th 10 day 10 hours, on 12th it is 20, on 13th it is 30, and on 14th it is going to be again there is something wrong. So uh, this is 11th. 11th June, right? 11th June to 20. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days. I made it a working day. So 30 hours. Maybe I don't know what's going wrong. It's completing on 15th here. Uh, if I want to assign a task calendar to it, then what do I need to do is I go to the task calendar, go to advanced tab, and then from here I can use the calendar. Now no calendar is assigned, that's why it is going to use the project calendar as default, but I can very well make it say test task calendar to be assigned to it, and now the task will be scheduled as per the task calendar, and it has given me the indication because my beta resource has a calendar demo one which is working in the which this calendar and this calendar. Task calendar is scheduled for night shift. I will show you that calendar. Task calendar is set for night shift. Let me just show you that calendar as well. I select here task calendar, and you can see that it's a default calendar of 00 to 3, 4 to 8, and 23 to 11. So it's a night shift calendar. So I'm actually expecting this task to be working in night shift and allowing the resource beta to work on it, which is supposed to work in a day shift. So there is a conflict. So it has given me this warning that there is not much common time here and I need to do something about it. What I can do is I can assign a resource who is working in the night shift to remove this problem. Maybe instead of this resource beta, if I assign a gamma resource to it, which is supposed to work in the night shift, then this kind of a problem should go. And now you see resource is over allocated. The calendar has test task assigned to it and resource is over allocated. But now I can also do one thing that I will say scheduling ignores resource calendars. In this case, all this resource over allocation will remain, but now the task will be scheduled exactly as per the task calendar. So project calendars will not come into picture at all, or the resource calendars will not come into the picture at all. Now, what happens when you assign resources to the project? There are many resources that get assigned to the project. Now, if what Microsoft Project does is whenever you create a resource here, in the resource sheet, it actually by default assigns a project calendar to the resource. So when if I add a new resource here, say delta, it will create a copy of calendar demo one as your default calendar. You can very well change it, and especially if you are doing projects in multiple countries and you want to create say UK calendar and India calendar, then you can do that. So project can have multiple calendars, but there can be only one calendar that gets assigned as a project calendar. But for resources working out of UK, you can create a base UK based calendar and assign it to that resource. Resource working out of India, you can create a India based calendar and assign it to that resource. So that way you can control different resources working in different countries. Now, what happens? Every resource may have its own requirements, his own calendars. So how does Microsoft Project manage that? Whenever you click, whenever you click on a resource here, and go to change working time, though it says that copy of calendar demo one, it is actually editing the resource calendar alpha, which means the same copy of the calendar is created for every resource whenever you create a resource, and then whatever you edit. So this resource may be wanting to go on an annual leave in say Christmas. or he wants to have a weekly off on say last week of June. So you can very well specify these things over here, and these things will only get impacted to the resource alpha, no nothing else. So you say, even if you say that this calendar is based on this resource, calendar is based on this base calendar or a project calendar, we are only editing the copy of that calendar for that particular resource. So changing it into alpha will not have any impact on the same copy that is assigned to the beta resource, unless of course you edit the beta resource calendar as well. So that's how whenever you create a resource, Microsoft create project will create a copy of the calendar. By default, it will assign a base project calendar, but you are free to choose any base calendar that you want to assign based on country or any other criteria. And then you can keep editing the copies of that calendar from by double clicking on the resource, right? Um, you can also do the same thing by going to project, selecting change working time, and then from here you can select the uh, uh, resource for which you want to edit the calendar. In this case also, the copy will only be edited for the resource beta. So that is how Microsoft Project actually goes about changing the calendars and scheduling the project accordingly. Is it clear? Let me just that is actually about the calendars. What I will now show you is how we go about conducting similar courses. So typically what we do here is just like this course on calendar, we conduct a course, many such courses or modules. There are about 16, 17 different modules in this course. So over a period of 2.5 days, typically, we conduct the entire course that allows you to create a dynamic schedule from scratch that will allow you to baseline the schedule, which is for the change control purposes, and then you will be able to track and maintain that schedule throughout the project and generate the performance reports as expected by the stakeholders. Microsoft Project allows you to have pre-canned reports available, so you can always create various reports as a part of your performance reporting. Microsoft Project's dynamic schedule will allow you to free your bandwidth from routine updates. It will be actually interactive updates. It will highlight you for any errors. It will provide you with any suggestions. So, and it will eliminate your manual errors so that you will be free to do the value-added activities like opportunity management and risk tracking, etc., stakeholder engagement, and you will be able to manage multiple projects and optimize the resources across the project as well. So all that we will typically cover. How we go about it is generally that we start on a Friday. So the next coming batch is on the 3rd of July. So that is Friday. So Friday evening about 4 hours. Then Saturday and Sunday about 8 hours each. So that covers around 16 to 17 hours of online training. During the training, of course, pre-training you will get some counseling if someone needs, and if someone has any special requirements about what topics to be covered under the training, then there will be a custom course content with case studies that will be given to you. So as a part of your project, you will develop entire case study, right from creating a project to completing your schedule. There will be 16 hours of overall sessions, and the way we plan our session is like we will have some demo, some concept explanation like I did today. Then we will follow it up with the demonstration. We had some unexplained problems today, but generally these kind of problems do not occur. That's maybe because I have been using the copy of the project for some different projects that could have happened. Generally, when we take the course, everything starts on a clean slate with properly scheduled options. So these kind of things do not happen there. And then you after the demonstration, you do the exercises. The exercises are guided exercises where I will provide you with any assistance in resolving difficulties. And step by step, you go through creating calendars, understanding dependencies, managing constraints and deadlines, baselining schedules, tracking performance, etc., etc. And eventually, you create performance reports out of it. After the session, if someone needs any assistance, that post-training support is available. And many people come back to me with their real life difficulties in scheduling to sort that. The only thing that you need to be aware of here is that you need to have access to a copy of Microsoft Project, because it's an online session, and unless you practice during the course and after the course, those skills in tool will fast diminish. So it is essential that you have access to copy of Microsoft Project. For those who don't have access, you can contact our coordinator. I will flash her number right now, Sanvi, and she will be able to help you with resolving the queries and getting the access sorted. So that's how we typically go about it. Okay. So thanks a lot. What I will do is I will just try to find out if we can resolve this issue just now, because we still have about 10 minutes left with us. So let me see if I can resolve this Microsoft project issue just now about what is happening. Let me just open a separate file altogether. New. Okay. Okay. And for this file, now I simply assign my normal calendar demo. It doesn't have any changes to it. So I think that let me create a task here. I will assign a duration of say 7 days to it. Now bear in mind this calendar, I will just, okay, forget it. I will just leave it as a standard calendar here. So standard calendar, as you know, the calendar assigned to it is a standard calendar now. 8 to 12 and 13 to 17. So 8 hours a day, and Saturday, Sunday as off. That's the calendar here. So if I look at it, then let's just make it wide. Yeah. Now, if you look at it, what has happened is 7 days a week. Sorry, 7 days is the duration. And if you look at our options, then it has got 10 hours per day. Now 10 hours per day if I take, then 7 days means 70 hours of work that it has to schedule. Now 70 hours of work, how will it schedule? It has got 8 hours on 8. If you look at say 11, let's count the days. 11, 12, these are working days this week. Then 13 and 14 are holidays because Saturday, Sunday. Then take 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So that makes 7 days of 8 hours, meaning 56 hours. Now I have completed my 7 working days and I have reached end of the week. So 20 and 21st are holidays, and I am still to schedule 14 hours of work because I have only completed 8 into 7, 56 hours. So if I want to schedule 14 hours of work more, then 8 hours will be scheduled on coming one day, which is 22nd, and the remaining 6 hours will be scheduled from on the Tuesday. And that's why you can see that the end time is 15 o'clock. It is only using 6 hours on Tuesday with 1 hour lunch break in between. So 8 to 12, that is 4 hours, and then 2 to 15, that is 1 to 15, that is 2 hours. So 16 hours. Now it has scheduled correctly. So even if you see 7 days are business days, it is spanning across 2 weekends. So those 4 days are gone, and it is actually using the calendar to schedule it. So 8 multiplied by 7, that is 26. Then on the 8th working day, it will use 8 more hours. So that is 20. That is 60. That is 64. And then the remaining 6 hours, taking it to the end time on the 23rd of June at 15 hours. So it has done properly. This is how Microsoft Project schedules. And this is the most important reasons which many people forget. to actually schedule the actually align these options with the calendar. Very, very important aspects. Aligning these options with the calendar. If you don't do that, then you will end up creating either overly optimistic or overly pessimistic schedules. So that's about how you go about using the calendar. Now, this task does not have any resources assigned to it. The moment I assign resources to the task, the calendar will use the calendar for the resources that I assigned to the sub. So let me create the resource now again for here. Create a resource. Say I will say test resource 1, and I'm deliberately assigned. So you can see by default standard calendar, which was a default project calendar that is assigned here. I will deliberately assign it to the different calendar. Say let's say uh, uh, 24 by let's say a night shift calendar. Okay, now if I assign it a night shift calendar, then let's see what happens. Now you can see that this resource is now assigned a night shift calendar, but it doesn't matter because now my work is completely scheduled. So it does not make any difference whatsoever. It remains unchanged. Resource has a night shift calendar, so it works in the night shift. But since I have already created this calendar like this, it does not have any difference whatsoever. If I create a new resource here, a new task here, and I want a different calendar to be assigned to the resource, then I can go to this calendar and create a different task calendar and get it assigned to the resource. So I can say task calendar assigned. Instead of this, I will say 24 hours calendar, say, and I can say scheduling ignores resource calendar, so it does not matter, and it will give me immediately an indication that this calendar uses 24 hours is assigned to the task. The task is set to um, ignore resource calendars for scheduling. So regardless of whatever resources I assign, it does not make sense to it at all. I can do whatever I want. It does not, it gets the resource assigned, and it will create an over allocation here because the task is for 24 hours and I am actually asking resource to work on it as per his own resource calendar only. So I am actually expecting the resource to work more. This is an over allocation symbol which indicates that resource is being overworked on the task, and you need to take actions to bring the resource usage into the limits. So that is how actually different kinds of calendars will work. When we do the exercises in the class, it will become very obvious about how to better make use of calendar. There are specific uses of task calendars when we actually want to model the tasks which are weather dependent. Say you have to do the task before the rainy season starts, or you have to do the task between the time window that is given to you. Task calendars come to your rescue, and the task can be modeled very easily instead of going in for constraint modeling there. So I think with that we have resolved that issue as well for the calendars. It's all working as expected, and you can use the calendars to uh, schedule the task. Fine. Any other questions from anyone before we close? Otherwise, we have completed the demonstration discussion. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we will call it a day. Please raise your hands one final time to show that you have no other questions, and we will call it a day. Okay, fine. Thanks a lot for your time today. Hope it was useful. As I said, do get in touch with Sanvi, or she can put you in touch with me, or if for this course as well as any other course, and let us know if you have any specific topics to be covered as well. Fine. So thanks a lot and enjoy rest of the evening. Thank you.